I think one of the worst decisions I made in my life was to allow my friend convince me to look at a pornographic magazine. It was one of the worst choices I made in my life, because that struggle took me about 15 years to recover.
15 years?
Yes.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah, I say 15 because it's in 15 years after that I could really say I'm clean. A young man was speaking to me some days ago, and he said he watched my video, he's struggling with porn addiction. Now, how do I do it? So you mean you no longer have the images in your head? I said they are no longer there. It took 15 years.
15 years?
Yes, the addiction to it itself stopped after 10 years. I was no longer watching pornography, but you are praying like this and then naked pictures just appear in your mind. You are sitting quietly, naked pictures just appear in your mind. It took an additional 5 years for my mind to really be transformed and renewed. So I used to wish then that I never ever looked at that magazine. So for me, that was a terrible decision that I made.
Yeah, that's really, 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 really interesting. I'm glad you were able to, find God eventually, even in the midst of all that.
Yeah.
You mentioned how that, you found God by volunteering to go out for the nation, yes, and all. So I was even going to ask you, how were you able to overcome the thought of it? Because you mentioned that it was while you were, getting over the pornography thing and the experience. So you mentioned that, the devil will bring images and all that. So how were you really able to overcome those thoughts and the images and all of those things, your experience? Even, you mentioned how you were into cultism.
Yes.
So how were you able to overcome the thought that the enemy, the devil, because he does this, he brings back, flashbacks of your experiences, bad experiences, to hold us down, yes, to try to get a grip of us by all means, because he doesn't want to let go. So how were you able to overcome all of that? Because, there might be somebody out there who is currently facing one thing or the other, or probably, having this thought. So what do you have to say about how were you really able to overcome? What really helped you, to overcome all of those things? The thoughts, the images, you remember, some of them could even come like dreams and all. So how were you really able to overcome it?
The thing is, I made up my mind that I wanted to serve Jesus. That's the first thing.
Okay.
You cannot be desiring both worlds